Guess who's back and feeling PHAT? Yep, it's me, your dark mass diva, Queen Juliana. Okay, I'm going to be talking about something extremely personal in tonight's content, so bear with me if I stop a little, get a little emotional, but I wrote it down, and it's going to be a shorter video, but hopefully it'll resonate with somebody and help somebody out. And it's about fat acceptance, okay? Which I was never part of that movement, but I have had a lot of FEEDERS in my life trying to manipulate me. So I've talked about my journey a little bit in here. Didn't get too descriptive with it, but I wrote about it a little bit because these people are predators and they're out there. So I call this corpulent conduct. Okay? So I'm going to talk about fat acceptance and ways different people have tried to control me with food throughout the years. There are certain words I'm going to go out of my way not to say because YouTube doesn't like it. Some of this body image stuff might be triggering, so if that type of content bothers you, don't watch. I'm not going to show pictures. I'm going to say some real talk about stuff that's happened. Not going to get graphic or anything like that, but I'm going to talk about just people with food enthusiasm and fat enthusiasm and stuff like that, okay? Ever since I was a child, people have made remarks about my body that were either compliments or exaggerated remarks about it. I remember this one girl in middle school was fascinated with my leg muscles. Other women and girls would talk about my weight and shape a lot. I mean, I had boys and men harassing me, but the focus really seemed female, and I don't know if it was a comparison thing or not. Of course, I'm a kid this whole time, and I can't make sense of it, but I'm left wondering, why did she say that to me? It made me feel self-conscious because I was being told I was different. As an adult with a fully formed mind, people tell me I'm different all the time, and now I realize it's a compliment. However, as an adolescent, I got told I had big hips. They meant it as a compliment. To me, I became concerned I was overweight, instead of my body looking feminine like it was supposed to look. I'm Scandinavian, so my puberty characteristics were obvious. People were always pointing them out and exaggerating. So I did the only thing that made sense. I lost enough weight to look skinny. People still talked about my body all the time, but now they talked about how skinny I was all the time. When you're a young woman, all people do is talk about your body. Does this resonate with anybody? It should. As a woman, period, all people do is judge your body and determine your worth. Enter the chubby chasers. Picture this. I'm 17, 18 years old, and these much older men are perving on me, telling me I'd be so much prettier if I just, quote-unquote, gained some weight. Even skinny, I have curves. I look like Marilyn Monroe. So there's nothing wrong with me when I'm smaller. This has less to do with me being insulted for being in shape, which is disturbing as a separate thing. The bigger issue, no pun intended, as a separate thing, is that people are constantly trying to control women's bodies while making us feel self-conscious of the way we look all the time. It's constant objectification. The problem I have with fat enthusiasts are that people have systematically been trying to make me a part of it when I didn't want to be. Use it to humble me, FETISHIZE me. try to trick me into gaining weight, label me as certain things that I'm not, portray me incorrectly, and try to control me with food. Men are constantly fantasizing. Throughout my life, I've had to surprise them with boundaries because, for whatever reason, they wanted me to be bigger. If I change in any direction, I'd want to be smaller because of my heart issues. The point is, I'm not trying to tolerate someone coming into my life and trying to turn me into something else, especially something that threatens my health. Make no mistake about it, these people who want you to gain weight don't care if you suffer health problems. If you become bedbound, you become easier for them to control. People will commit microaggressions if they want you to be fatter than you are. They'll use fat words to describe you when you are too thin to accurately fit that description. Here's something that happened, and now when I look back on it, I think he may have been trying to humble me. This guy ended up becoming obsessed with me and trying to date me for years, writing me love letters and stuff. But before he did that, he drew me as an artist in a very unflattering picture of me looking fat. So I hawked a loogie on the picture and threw it away with him watching, and told him that's what I thought of it. We had a friend who was obese, and he drew her looking skinny. So I don't know what bullshit he was on. I've had other people do artful projects of me and make me look twice the size that I really am, and I have to say something. I have to point out that I'm half that size. I like people to make me look the way that I really look, and most of the time they get it right. That's the occasional person wanting to portray me as morbidly obese, and I can't not say something. I think the first guy was trying to humble me, and as for the rest, it's an fetish. They don't like us to say that on YouTube. Then there's the normal artistic portrayals and that look like me, and I am so grateful for those. So when I was 18, I was a thinner version of myself, and I was dating this bozo, who was really a liability to me. I spent most of that relationship trying to get rid of him, but he was harder to get rid of than a cockroach. So one day out of the blue, I don't know if he knows that I did portion control when I was eating or what made him say this, because I was eating at the time. And he said, "Babe, I would still love you if you were fat." By now at 18, I'd been harassed by enough chubby chasers and heard him talking about women's fat asses enough to know he was on that bullshit too. So I said, "If you ever try to make me gain weight, I'm breaking up with you." The look on his face was all the confirmation I needed. He looked so disappointed his little plan didn't work. He's not the only guy that tried that. All my boyfriends cook, and some of them tried to be FEEDERS, but sneaky about it because they knew I'd never agree to it. A couple of them did fat me up, and I left these relationships and lost the weight. One guy was actually mad at me because I said, "I'm gaining weight and I need to do something about it." I was distressed because it was rapid weight gain. He knew what he was doing. He was furious I didn't want to be fat. The other one was doing it, almost admitted it. He made a few remarks about how much weight I gained and how much he liked it, and I figured it out. The connection was obvious at that point. They're doing it out of a need to control. They don't care it's damaging my health. I'm in a relationship now where my partner wants me to take care of myself. He's not trying to fat me up. When people try to do stuff like that, it's coming from a selfishness and insecurity. These people were obsessed with me, but obviously didn't care about my well-being. Going forward, I urge you to avoid any person or organization that's encouraging you to gain weight if you're a healthy weight, especially if you're already overweight. I have heart disease now because I had a weight problem. If you think you're fine now, just wait until you get older. Lastly, don't become involved with people who are trying to change you in any way. Some are upfront about it, disguising it as care, or systematically gaslighting you, tricking you into their agenda. As soon as you figure it out, get away from them. You need to be yourself, and you need to be the healthiest version of yourself. And as always, I love you all. Have a beautiful evening. Good night.